But there you go. There's me without my hat. Now here's me back with my hat. So don't get...
What is that?
Biggest pile of shit the world has ever seen.
Run!
So if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump.
Damn it, everything on TV sucks. Yeah, this sucks. Maybe we should, get another TV. Shut up, buttwad. I'm trying to watch this crap.
Hello, everyone. For some reason, people have been wanting to know the recipe for my weak coffee.
Lorne, we both know the truth. You were going to have sex. You wanted to have sex with her. I mean, that's the truth.
I'm going to say that's the truth because I don't know if that's what would have happened or not. I'm glad it did not happen. I'm so fucking happy that NBC was there. After 9 months that I've been talking to you, you drilled it in my head that it's a good thing that NBC was there. I'm not going to say it's a good thing that NBC was there, but it's a good thing that the authorities were there.
Well, maybe NBC being there made it so that another child didn't get raped because they didn't want anything to happen like that to them.
That is probably a good thing. Bad thing is I never intended on even talking to a 13-year-old while I went in an adult chat room.
Lorne,
that's what the bad thing is.
Lorne, I know that you... Listen to me. I know that you... Look, think about all the things that I know about you. Let me just reason with you, okay? It's 9 months, as you've said, right? Lorne?
Yeah.
It's been 9 months. And in that 9 months, look at everything I have learned about you. And I'm still here. But look at everything I've learned about you. I've learned that there was some kind of theft from some old people. I've learned that you get drunk and are abusive. I mean, I've learned that you... Well, in the call, I learned that you cursed out a boss. I mean, look at all of the bad stuff that I have learned about you. And I'm still here. And I want you, I really do, man. I really do. I just want you to be honest with me. Because here's the thing. I already...
You are the first person that I have ever been completely honest with.
Lorne, calm down. Listen. Lorne.
I have never told anybody everything that was in my head.
Lorne.
I am not lying to you about what I am telling you.
Lorne, I do think that somewhere in your mind that you... I want to say that in your mind, I think that you were so devastated by how your siblings had treated you. And you were so upset. And you were looking for love, and a part of love is sex. And I do think that you had found it. I mean, it was, sadly, it was fake, but I do think that you found it. And I mean, I'm not mad. Lorne, I will not leave you for telling me that you wanted to have sex with her. I believe that that's what happened, that you wanted that. I will not leave you for that. I just want you to be honest with me, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Lorne, please stop.
I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you something I've never told anybody that I wonder in my head. It makes me wonder.
What makes you wonder?
If I thought that having sex was something to keep somebody around, so that I didn't lose love.
Wait, Lorne, are you crying?
Yes, hang on.
Okay, because I didn't hear any of what you just said.
I wonder if what I did, all the sexual stuff that I said, was a way for me to make sure I didn't lose somebody that I wanted to love me. That was showing me that they cared about me. because of everything that I had been through and felt like nobody cared. That's something that I've never told Eddie. It still pulses around in my mind.
And you know that, like, by having... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it's confusing. It's the reason why I get so confused about things.
Lorne, I mean, could it be, and, you know, and I agree with what you just said, and, I mean, don't feel like I'm, like, going to be mad because you liked other girls before you met me, because that's, like, not at all me, and you know me, I'm not a jealous person or anything like that, and, you know, and I had guys that I liked and whatever, but, could it be that at that time in your life you did find what you wanted? You found the love that you wanted. You found the person that you wanted. It's just unfortunate that she happened to be, you know, underage.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't find what I wanted. All I found was somebody that was paying attention to me and listening to me, showing me that they cared about.
And so you knew...
That's what I found, and I got lost in it.
And so, like, you know, no, I understand. And so, like, you knew that, basically, like, having sex with her...
I lost all thought of her being underage. I knew it. I lost all thought of it, and I still knew it. That's why I'm get confused about what happened. Because I knew she was underage. I still got completely lost.
But, like, you knew that, like, you know, if you had sex with her, that she would never leave you, and so, like, it was...
That's part of the stuff that was going on through my mind at the time. And at the same time, I still knew I didn't want to have sex with her, and I didn't, and I knew I didn't want to go there, and I never was supposed to go there until the very last minute when I went there, and I talked to her right before I went there, and told me to give her that big hug and kiss. And that, oh, God.
Lorne, the reason, you know, and don't be mad at me, okay? The reason why... Are you crying? Oh, what's going on?
That was the last time I saw her butt.
Oh. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Well, I was just going to say, like, that the reason why I think that... Are you okay?
Yes. Because I had for 9 years.
Well, no, I was just going to say that... Oh, go ahead.
Nothing. I'm just a little bud.
I'm really glad that you told me that he was put with good people, though. Damn it, TJ. I mean, I'm not mad at you or anything. I mean, I just think that, you know, you just got caught up. I mean, the reason I think that you wanted to have sex is because you found someone who met your emotional needs, and, you know, you wanted to have sex with them. I'm not mad at that.
I'm mad at myself doing what I did. I didn't want to go there, and I don't understand the whole thing. I don't know if I'll ever understand the whole thing. There's nothing that I can do about it. I did what I did. I can't take it back, and I wish to Christ I could, but I can't.
And I think, and I know that you wish that you could take it back and everything. But I think, to me, I think that it was just that you had this hole inside of you, right? And this whole, emotions and love and all that stuff. And then you met this person, their age notwithstanding, and that hole was filled. And that's why I think that, you wanted to have sex. And I'm not hounding you about that. I just don't want you to tell yourself that you didn't, only because it hurts you more. I think it hurts you more when you hide this from yourself and when you deny this from yourself and when you lie to yourself. I think you hurt more when you do that.
Yeah, but I'm not lying to myself.
Listen, Lorne.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, is I'm not lying to you and I'm not lying to myself. I know I didn't want to go there. I don't understand why I did. Even when I went, I knew I didn't want to be there. I knew I didn't want to have sex with her. My thoughts were all confused that it was possible that I would.
Lorne, hold on a second, I gotta put my headphones in. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, my headset needs to be charged.
I was just so confused at the time and so messed up. So much wish to God that I could take that back. I can't. I did it. I can't take it back. All I can do is try to understand why I didn't. It's still hard for me to understand. I still don't understand. Part of the reason why I'm in therapy.
Why?
I don't understand how I spent my whole life protecting kids, and all of a sudden I wanted to wind up doing that.
But I think, listen, I think that admitting it, and more, Lorne, stop blocking it out. You're putting up a barrier, okay?
Admitting what? That I wanted to have sex with her?
Listen. Don't put up a barrier. Because here's the thing. When you do that, you set yourself back and you hurt yourself. And I think that,
I'm not putting up a barrier, though. It's just things that I don't understand why I did what I did when I knew I didn't want to do it.
When you're reminded of something that happened, it's like you're hearing it for the first time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And so you are traumatizing yourself every single time, not because this thing happened and you have to live with it for the rest of your life, but because when you block things out and then you hear it again, it re-traumatizes you. Just like when I hurt my ACL and I ignored it, and then I did something, I moved a little too much, or I like when I went to Niagara Falls and I did a little bit too much, and at night I would be in pain. I made life harder for myself because every single time I did too much, I re-injured myself, or it was like getting injured again. And so I think that that's what you do with a lot of things. You block things out to the point where it's quite believable that you forget and that you tell yourself certain things. And then when you're faced with it, you get re-traumatized, as opposed to being faced with it and being able to say, yeah, I know, I did X, Y, and Z, and, I'm a different person now. You get re-traumatized every single time.
It bothers me that I did it.
I think more so what bothers you is that you can't be, I don't know how to say it, it bothers you because you, I'm trying to think how to word it, it bothers you because you can't make sense of it, because it sounds, you think it would sound
me.
Because
It's not me. That's what bothers me. I can't make sense out of it because it bothers me because I know that's not the person that I am. That's what bothers me. I can't make sense of that. Can't make sense out of any of it. Not one little bit of it makes sense to me. That was never the person that I ever was. That was the first prison that I was in. I read.
when people are messed up, because you know what happened to you?
When I was in the first prison I was in, I tried to find psychology books. So I could try to figure out what I did. I couldn't find any psychology books. The only thing I could find was Scientology books. I read all five.
That's way different. So that Scientology and psychology are two completely different universes.
I know, but the only thing that I can make sense out of that whole thing was because I was so weak-minded, someone else was able to take over my thoughts of what I was doing. That was the only sense that I could make out of any of it. That's what I went with, but I still wanted more, so I tried to find more psychology books.
What I want you to do is I want you to come to a place. Let's proverbially hold hands because we're over the phone, and let's walk to a place where you and me, but you can be comfortable in saying, I did this. I had bad intentions. I was a different person. I am a different person. And I was a different person back then. And I think if you can arrive at that, it's tough. It is tough. Because when you are on a show like Dateline and you get caught in that moment that you get caught and you realize everything is going to come crashing down.
You know what's really weird about that moment?
What?
Like, that's when I woke up and realized, how the hell did I get here?
It's a rock bottom. And you have to hit a rock bottom. But the thing is that for you, like, I want you to be able to admit, hey, look, you know what? When you're talking to Emma, when you're talking to your probation officer, even your therapist, even your mom, you can tell them whatever the hell you want. But, when you're talking to me, I want you to be able to be honest and not, and being honest is not saying what's at the top of your head. It's saying those things that you have completely blocked out. Because I think that you are re-traumatizing yourself every day. And I think the key to freedom is to search inside yourself and to, even if it's just to me.
I see, I'm being honest with my therapist too. When you end with a class, and being as honest with them as I am with you. And it's obvious that I had bad intentions when I went there. But at the same time, I knew I didn't want to do anything. I knew I didn't want to go there,
I think that
I don't understand any of what I did. I don't understand how I got to that point.
What do you mean?
I don't understand how I got to the point of where I went there.
I think that I think that people who are vulnerable and who are predisposed to how do I say, people who are vulnerable and who are predisposed to do certain things, when the stars align in a certain way, they can be made to do anything. When you look at, well, I know you don't watch crime shows, or I don't think you watch crime shows, but when you look at crime shows and you see all these stories of doctors and I guess in some cases maybe lawyers and actors and actresses and people who are pillars of their communities who murdered people or who did things that a lot of people would say are really horrible. The fact that they are a doctor doesn't make them, or a lawyer or whatever, doesn't make them any more or less likely to do those things. What you have is someone who most likely was a really good person. And because of the way that the Jenga blocks lined up, they found themselves doing something really bad. You see what I mean? So I'm thinking of many cases where even judges, when you have a judge, I mean, someone who's a judge who ends up killing someone, they didn't say, hey, I'm going to go through all these years of schooling to become a judge, and I'm going to go through all the elections and everything I have to do to sit on the bench, and then I'm going to throw it away by committing a capital crime. They don't say that. Most likely they're a good person, and the stars aligned in such a way that they ended up doing something really bad. And not because they didn't want to. I mean, they wanted to at that time. It's just the way that the circumstances lined up. And so it would probably be easier for you to admit that you killed somebody than to admit that you wanted to have sex with this child. Now, obviously, killing somebody would serve a longer prison sentence, but I think what's been so hard for you is the fact that you have denied certain things and blocked out certain things so much now to the point that you're confused. you get re-traumatized and you've ignored reality. You don't remember things because you've blocked it out, and you don't understand how you felt at the time. So you just kind of say, well, there were no feelings. I didn't want to do anything and whatnot. You see what I mean?
I see what you mean. I understand it, but that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense because I knew I didn't want to go there, and I don't understand how I got turned around. How I actually went there, and how I did all the things I did. I don't remember going there that night.
You don't remember going?
I remember on my way there.
But you've probably...
I remember that it had been lightning in the distance. I thought it was about turning around because Bud was afraid of lightning, and I was hit under the table, and we got to the point where I walked further than what I thought it was going to be, and I decided I was going to turn around the next exit, and it took a long time for me to get to the next exit, and somewhere in between, I almost went down into the median to turn around and get on the other side of the interstate going south, go back home. I didn't know what was in the median. I went down in the bank. I didn't know what was down there, and I had a two-wheel drive truck, and I didn't want to get stuck. I was like, I'll just keep going to the next exit, and I'll turn around to the next exit and go back home. The next exit one being that exit that me any day.
Lorne, I want you...
I'll go over.
Lorne, this is what I want you to do. And this is what we're going to do tonight.
I've never told anybody that.
I didn't hear you. Say again?
On my way there, it was lightning in the distance. I was afraid of lightning. I always had to sit under the table whenever it lightning.
Wait, what about lightning?
It was lightning that night.
Yeah.
The distance was lightning. It was coming toward Nashville. But I was afraid of lightning. We always sit under the table. And I almost turned around because of that. Didn't want to get him to be too further than what I thought it was. And I was going to turn around the next exit. And it took a long time to get to the next exit. And in between, before I got to the next exit, I almost turned around in the median. Almost go down into the median, turned around, got it back on the road, going back to Nashville. But I didn't know what was in the median because it was dark. I couldn't see. It went downhill, then back up again. I didn't know if there was anything down there, if there was water, and I didn't want to get stuck. I only had two-wheel drive, so I kept going to the next exit, and the next exit wound up being the exit that she told me to take. So I decided I was that far, so I'd go.